Well, hey, babies. How's it going today? It's your old buddy, Grandpaw Koyote, coming to you once again here from way up on the mountain here in Crestonia, Colorado. Neat little place of being, filled with a lot of strange characters, strange and wonderful human beings, I might add, and a whole lot of characters besides that. You figure it out, babies. It's an interesting place of being here at 9,000 feet above the old ocean down there below us. Maybe sometimes be nice to be living down on that beach, go out, surfboarding every day, or at least hanging out on the sand and smelling the salt in the air and all that good stuff. But babies, living here in the Rocky Mountain High has its advantages too. You know what I mean? There's nothing like the high thin air. There's nothing like the energy and the attitude of living near beautiful or in beautiful mountains. I was raised in a really beautiful place filled with mountains and right at the foot of them, kind of like this place, only I'm a little further up the mountain here than I was down there. But it's interesting. I've always been in, and it's kind of funny there, like, they talk about the Grand Tetons up in Wyoming, this big national park just south of Yellowstone, named Grand Teton National Park. Worked there for a while when I was a kid. I loved it there, babies. I tell you, that's a beautiful attitude. I was down on Jenny Lake there, washing dishes when I was a punk kid, 17 years old. Just to be there and hanging out in that space, that was the required payment, so that's what I gave, man. It was more than worthy. And those are Mama Earth's grand teats. Let me tell you, they superiorly are, and that's what they are in legends all over this earth. Grand Tetons, grand teats, that's what it means. Mama's bosoms, that embraces you, that shares the love and the nourishment, the nurturing love with you. And that's what I've always felt in the mountains, even though they're ruggedy as hell and dangerous as all get out, especially to people that aren't familiar with them. Out here we have probably 20 calls every summer for people in trouble. Even experienced climbers get in serious trouble up here. A friend of mine last year, climbing up a cliff face, the whole face let go. He's lucky to live to tell about it. Busted a few ribs. 9 tons of rock fall on you. What do? You're just there. The mountains can be unforgiving. But if you go there with a kind attitude in your heart, with an embracing attitude in your heart, with the love of the mother in your heart, the mountains will do nothing but embrace you. Those that exploit her, she's not quite as careful about, but she does take care of you just the same. She don't care what you're up to. She really don't. She knows you, she loves you, and these mountains are her way of sharing her vibe with certain energies in humanity that love to be there. It's like a marriage. It's like a grokking. It's like a coming together. It's way beyond marriage. Because marriage is kind of superficial. Whereas your relationship with the mountains is very real and natural. Not something that men and women created. Not something that society gives you. But something that life gives you. And when you go there with that attitude anywhere, not just the mountains, but anywhere, an appreciative attitude, babies, you're going to be just fine no matter what's going on. It could be an 8.9 earthquake. And while you might be flying off the ground a little bit, you're going to be essentially unharmed by it all. Other people are not going to be so fortunate. But see, those kind of things we're calming down now too. I got to tell you, here in the middle of the night as us little coyotes take flight, we're doing some pretty magic work here. And there is an energy grid across this earth that's already in place, a free energy grid that's been there for centuries on end. It's been more or less inactivated for about the last 10,000 years or so. But now, as we increase the energy of our consciousness, our heart, then these energy grids come back on. And we've been working on that in the middle of the night on the Coyote Medicine Show over on the Hazy Radio Network, hazyradio.com. That's where I am, midnight to 5 a.m., just about every night of the week. I skip on Fridays, but other than that, I'm there. 6 hours a night, baby, to helping you take flight. But this is some of the essential work we're doing in opening ourselves and receiving of the great love of the divine. And as that occurs, these energy fields being quite reflective of the human consciousness and influenced by others from the great beyond, who are kind of like our managers temporarily until we regain our intelligence, our beautiful hearts. But they've been working on it too. And so when these energy grids transpire, when they reincarnate themselves, you won't lack for a thing here. You won't need gas, you won't need cars, you won't need it. You can turn on a light and the lights will be there. And it won't matter whether you're hooked to electricity or not. It's just what you're thinking. See, these are energy grids, are what basically are empowerment for the human consciousness, empowerment for the heart, but at the same time providing the necessary energy behind that empowerment to allow all of this that I'm describing to be. Free transportation, free everything. There is no such thing as having to pay for it any longer when these energy grids fully activate. And that won't be long now. I think this is about April 17th. I don't think you're going to have to wait 3 years, let alone 3 minutes. It ain't going to be very darn long. And these things will be active. And we will be in a different state of being continually. See, it's all stacked together. It's all one big pile. And we go through it in levels and stages because that's the way we're conditioned to be as we come out of it. And this is just another level, another stage that I'm describing to you. But it's an awesome one. It's a major step for humanity. And it's in the makings right now. So if you see wavering in the reality that you participate in, if you feel feelings of disconnection at times, things like that, these are normal symptoms. If you feel your body overloading, this is almost normal. That just means you're a little bit out of the flow and you need to get back inside of yourself and integrate all the energies that you've been moving into. See, that's what consciousness is, moving into the full awareness a little bit, a step at a time. And sometimes those steps are huge, yes. And lately, yeah, they've been getting that way, because of the work that me and many others do in the middle of the night when everybody else is asleep. That's why I like my radio show in the middle of the night. And if you gotta watch it, you're just gonna have to be a bit of a night owl once in a while, babies, because that's what it takes. Now, I just posted 3 beautiful videos that are tiny little excerpts out of the bulk of a 6-hour show. Tiny, tiny little pieces of it. And they're phenomenal. You can imagine what the rest of the night is like. Now, I don't mean to sound like a living commercial. You don't want to be there? Don't come. Shit, I want you there. You want to be there? Babies, I'd love to have you there. It's fun. And we're changing the world an inch at a time. And how else would you do it? You know what I mean? Step at a time. That's what we're up to here on YouTube as well and everywhere else that we happen to be participating in this life on one level or another. It's time. It's time for your heart to arise, awaken, and be. And this is your call home. Will you come here? Are you ready now? Are you finally willing to give up all that superficiality, all that false power, you little demigod? Demigod is what I would call you. You can't live in those states and think they're rewarding. And if you do think they're rewarding, well, stay there for a while. Let's see what kind of reward you get, baby. You'll be out of there before you know what happened anyway. It's best you be leaving now. And if you feel your heart, if you're one of those that's in one of those positions of power, and you feel your heart moving towards kindness and it's driving you crazy, maybe you should pay attention. Maybe you should jump on the bandwagon. Maybe you should be that heart that's coming forward inside of you. Maybe it's time, babies. I love you certainly, each and every one of you. Same as I know you love me. It's a great big old circle here. The love goes out, the love comes back, the love goes out. I'm a reflector. In historical terms, I'm called an oracle. One who can reflect back to you the readings of your own heart and speak to you, each of you, as if it's just you and I in person, because it is. We're one, you and I, each and every one that lives. When you're speaking with someone else, you're speaking with another aspect of yourself. And in this case, a very reflective one that can show you exactly who you are, what you're all about, and how you're going about it in this day and age, this moment of now, this precious moment where everything exists in a singular place. You, the center of your existence, the center of your being, the center of your life, babies. And of everyone else's too. Come together now. Inside of yourself first and foremost. But there are those hearts out there calling you, and they don't necessarily want, quote, quote, a love affair with you. But they want you to be there with the tribe. Wherever that tribe happens to be assembling, there's a number of them that the assemblage call is going out for now. Human tribes that are conditioned not on bloodlines, only partially, it's sneaky stuff, but mainly on energy. The energy of your ever-loving heart, the frequency at which it radiates and vibrates, the harmony at which it sings. And you're gathered there, and then with birds of a feather flock together, and you become a singular being, as a unit, as a number of beings. You'll form little communities. All kinds of nice things are happening for you already, and it can only get better from here. So hang on to your green jeans, baby, and just know you're the greatest love ever known. You, the greatest love ever known. And you wonder why this old man loves you and keeps coming back. I wonder too. Don't you?